Alright, so I've been documenting my journey every single day of drawing for at least 5 hours a day until I published my first comic in 2025. And I finally, I started this YouTube channel, I believe, like about 2.5 weeks ago, and I actually started doing this 5 hour thing on November 3rd. It's almost been a month, and I actually have 114 hours of drawing right now since I've started tracking this progress because I've been very up and down. I started drawing in February of this year, and then it stopped for a long time. Did a little bit in the summer, stopped again. So now I've just been tracking my journey every single day, keeping myself accountable. Until I published my first comic in 2025 by the end of the year, and then after that, my main goal is to go do something for Marvel, go do something for DC. Yeah, that's why I started this YouTube channel, document my journey every single day, drawing at least 5 hours a day. This week I actually hit, been hitting 6 hours, 7 hours, and maybe a lot of people have different perspectives on if that's really good or not. My perspective is it's keeping me on track, keeping my eye on the prize, and putting in the work, because at the end of the day, you got to put in the work, and yeah, there's no shortcuts for this thing. So I'm 20 years old right now, so the way I look at it is I'm just making up for lost time. You know what I mean? But that's my that's my thinking, anyways. So I started my first digital illustration of a Hulk portrait. I'm gonna actually share all my drawings here as well, but I want to talk about this Hulk thing real quick. So I started doing this Hulk illustration about 85 hours in or so, and I'm actually, like I said, I'm 114 hours in, but I don't know what this thing's telling me. I think it says 22 hours right now on how long it took me. Idle time, and everything, was probably around 20 hours or so. I want to talk about this time lapse real quick, though. We see it. This thing was perspective. Excuse me. I used reference. I used reference for this Hulk portrait. I did. There's no doubt about it. I'll share the picture right now of it, what it looked like. I nailed the reference of it. At least I believe I did. But that's not my concern. So one of the things that I'm actually gonna be doing is every single month I'm gonna draw a new Hulk. Every single month. So at the end of December, gonna do a new Hulk one, and I hope next month I won't have to use any reference. I'm just gonna use my imagination, because I think that's the most important thing, is using your imagination. And hopefully as well next month, I'm not the proudest on how the background turned out, as we'll see here in a second. I'm not like saying it's bad, but I wish I could have done more. But we'll actually talk about that background as well, because that background was a happy accident. I accidentally hit the paint bucket so it blew for the background, and then I was like, wait a second, how cool would that be of a red Hulk in the snow? And that's what it turned out to be. And I played around with the gradients and everything. Maybe it could have been a little bit brighter. I'm not sure, but I reached the point where I told myself, all right, I just gotta move on. This learning progress, I learned so much doing this illustration, because I was having a problem with the hands. I was having a big problem with the hands, and because the reference was like, I don't know how this, how he got, whoever he or she did these hands. I wasn't sure how they did that. So I had to figure out myself. I actually drew the hands myself. I'm not sure if the time lapse actually picks it up. I could show you a 17-minute time lapse of every single line, but nobody really cares for that. We might see it here. I know on this time lapse though, I'm playing around with those hands a lot. It's like I could not figure out those hands for the longest time. You see me drawing boxes, and yeah, I had a really tough time. And then I just ended up doing it my own way. I drew it on paper and then put it on Clip Studio. But yeah, this Hulk illustration, for anybody that's in 100 hours, I think this is what you can expect. I think that you should be able to nail a reference pretty easily. And for the background though, I think that, I don't know, I don't know. I tried, wanted to do buildings and everything, but I thought it was gonna look corny. I don't know. Maybe I should have tried it, but perspective right now is something I'm struggling with 100 hours in it right now. Um, so, that's all I want to talk about with the illustration. Every single month I'm going to do it. Every single month. Every single month I'm going to do a Hulk drawing. So, I think next November, I mean, why not, let me track this progress let me track the progress of Hulk, pick, it's not about, it's not about me narrowing the fact that, I'm picking, one character, when I can be doing, Batman and all these other characters. Like, yeah, that's great and all, but like, let me like just see how good I can get. I mean, Hulk is a very anatomy driven character. Shirts off. You gotta know the muscles, right? You gotta know how the muscles move. If you want to make it, if you don't want to use a reference, and that's what I want to do. I just want to master, Hulk. Why not? I want to show my drawings here, but since I'm at it, one of the things that I'm actually doing for December, I wrote down 2 goals. I have 2 big goals for December. Shout out to David Finch as well, because he actually the one that taught me this, not in person, but on YouTube. And he recommends gesture drawing every day for 2 hours. Or he didn't say 2 hours, but he said put a reasonable time in gesture drawing. And it seems like if I'm drawing for 5 to 6 hours a day, I feel like gesture drawing for 2 hours daily is pretty reasonable. I kind of knew I should be gesture drawing every day, but I was like, some days I want it, and yeah. So I'm fully starting today. I know now to always gesture draw every single day for 2 hours daily. And then one of the other things I learned off a YouTube video, I don't know of the YouTube video, but it said daily, one of the things about learning, I'm not even sure if it was an art video or not, I can't remember, but it was a daily, like, one of the things you learn is recall, so I'll show you in a second here. I drew Batman, and one of the things is that I could not draw Batman without having to see, right? So it's about drawing a character, and then the next day or so, redraw that same character without using a reference. Using it from your same imagination. Using it from your imagination of how you drew that character from yesterday, right? So I drew Batman last night, and then using that recall of how I drew that Batman and drawing it again. That's one of the greatest advices I've heard in a very long time in art. So I'm gonna start doing a recall every single day as well. Start exercising my imagination muscles, if that's even a thing. Just because I have to start exercising it. I'm gonna do 1 portrait every day of a recall, and 1 full body. So yeah, so that's gonna be a very interesting thing as well that I'm gonna start doing as well. Just to because I always like trying to look up imagination exercise, and I couldn't really find anything that, I don't know. I just couldn't find anything that's like, I know it's out there. I think I saw one professor actually that was like messing around with shapes and stuff, but I don't know, man. I don't know. This thing I know I'm actually gonna stick to is this daily recall of 1 portrait and 1 full body. So if I draw Batman, a full body Batman, it doesn't have to be like something like all specced out, but just getting that feel for it, right? And then 1 portrait of Batman as well. I'm not saying Batman every single day. I'm just using Batman as an example. But anyways, let me show you these first 100 hours of drawing. And this is, I welcome everybody to join me along looking at this art. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna swipe through all these pages very briefly. But just so I can track these next 100 hours. I think it's gonna be really cool, and I think that I hope to inspire anybody that's starting on this journey who feels stuck, because I felt stuck. I've had these goals for a very long time. I always want to do something creatively, but I always felt it was too late, and it was too late to have to do something else, and I tried, I don't know, I always tried taking shortcuts, and then I said, I'm done, enough's enough. So yeah, I want to share all my progress of these, how these past 100 hours have been, so yeah. All right, so here we are. Forgive me, I don't have no fancy tripod yet. So, this is just my hand. So I'll try to be as stable as possible. This actually is before I started this 5 hours a day, but this is October 31st. So, it's I don't know. I just thought I'll just start here. I'm not gonna talk about these drawings really. If I see something that's worth mentioning, I will. But otherwise, I just wanted to briefly pinpoint everything. Here I'm starting to learn the Loomis method, with this book right here. And, the iconic book. But, also the Loomis, these 100 hours, I've referenced this book as well a little bit. And actually, and this book as well, slightly, but, it's not very beginner friendly, to be honest with you. It's okay, but I've only gotten maybe 60 pages with that because it's just not. I like that. It's not beginner friendly, in my opinion at least. Here we started to color a little bit more. I actually just picked up Learn How to Draw the Marvel Way. I like that rendering as well. Learn How to Draw the Marvel Way by Stan Lee and everything. So that's gonna be probably gonna be a big book for these next 100 hours that I'm doing, because that's more of I found my niche and I want to stick to it. I want to stick to that Marvel and DC thing. So just starting from the very ground up. I like this rendering as well. I think it might be my favorite rendering I've done. But again, I don't want to make this video too long. So, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. But, I do want to mention that I could not draw hands to start. I don't know. Yeah, like right here, look at that. I had literally zero idea on how to draw hands. And then I was like, okay, I need to start drawing hands way more than I should be doing. And I do, everything here. I also want to mention everything here. I would say 90% of everything you're seeing is all reference. In fact, it's probably even like 95, 99%. And I want to break away from that very soon. I think that as a beginner, you don't really have a choice, because you don't really know what's right from wrong. Well, you definitely know what's right, and it seems like, but I don't know. It's hard to explain. Everyone knows if a drawing looks wrong, but yeah, all of this actually, in fact, I know there was maybe a couple of things, but everything here is reference, and again, this is why as I mentioned before, I'm starting that challenge. This was today of why I was starting that thing for my December goals, where I gesture draw for 2 hours daily and a daily recall, one portrait and one full body. Because this is Batman, I was like, what the heck? Because I just drew a really good Batman, which I'm going to share because I'm not done yet. I drew a really good Batman, and then so this is like my sketchbook where I try my hardest, So all this was reference. I did like 2 reference photos right here. I think I modified the mouth a little bit. Points for that. I think I modified this as well. So points for that, maybe. I don't know. This was my imagination, and this was kind of my imagination. I messed up the face and turned into something else. So, so that's cool. This was also somewhat my imagination. Looked up a video on how to draw a car and then did the rest. This was from Robert Marzello, studying his art. Really, this is my favorite drawing I think I've done. Besides the Hulk portrait, the digital one I did, this is my second favorite, this is the drawing that inspired me to start doing Hulk. And this was also today, this is the Batman I drew, studying, how Robert Marzello drew a Batman, and then I did this, and the next day tried to do it from my imagination. So that's what's wait a second, I gotta start really honing down on my imagination skills, drawing a Batman, and then the next day, the very next day, not wait to draw a Batman, from my imagination. And that's really gonna help me with my skills of what Batman should look like. And then just practicing this. This was also from David Finch as well. So yeah, I think these next 100 hours, my main priority is, to get better. At the end of the day, is to get better, understand on gesture drawings more, understand why things move a certain way. Yeah, and just, start really using. I want, by the end of this next 100 hours, I want to be able to start gesture drawing from my own imagination, at least get a nice start on it. And I want to start drawing, characters from my imagination. I should be able to draw Batman. I should be able to draw Spider-Man using my imagination. All right, thank you so much for watching today's video. Yeah, please feel free to join along. I've been tracking my progress every single day on YouTube Shorts of tracking my progress, and I hold myself accountable. I share how long I've been drawing. I mean, how many hours I hit that day, and I've hit my 5-hour goal every single day since I started this YouTube channel. And there's no better feeling in the world than going to bed knowing I'm breaking down that big giant brick wall that I need to break down the entire thing to get to the other side of where the DC and Marvel universe is waiting for me. So that's a very big brick wall, but I'm hitting it. And there's no better feeling in the world than going to bed knowing that you got some bricks down. There might be a million more bricks, but there's a lot of bricks on the floor. Yeah, I mean, this is such a cool experience for me, document my journey. I can't wait to see this progress. I'm excited for myself, and I hope that I can bring beginners along with me, encourage people to start, encourage people to be like, yeah, you know what, if he's 20, I can do it. It's never too late. Let's stop that stupid thinking. Yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Actually, also every single week, I just I don't know if it's a rant or something, but I like to share my progress every single week as well on drawing, so that's something I'm also gonna do if you don't if you don't want to watch shorts every day or something. But anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video. At least I hope to see you when I hit 200 hours. Thank you.